5 Overrated Cities Around the World. Travel Up is a travel blog that takes you around the world to explore the most beautiful destinations, unique stays, top adventures, and so much more. Follow along with us as we take you around the globe and help you plan amazing memories that will last a lifetime. There are so many places to travel and so little time. Often when planning a trip, we build up the excitement and anticipation of a destination so much before we go that the reality is a little bit of a letdown. Some cities meet all of our expectations, and each place is going to be entirely different depending on the person traveling there. However, there are some places that have been so hyped up with promises of glamorous beach clubs, romantic views, magical winters, and futuristic attractions that in reality are overrun with tourists, dirty, freezing cold, or downright dangerous. It's always important to try these places for yourself. You might love them, but these are the cities that have the most reviews for being totally overrated. Santorini. Starting with less of a city and more of an island, Santorini is splashed across magazines, Instagram, and celebrity social media feeds for its stunning white buildings, unique cave hotels, and seemingly endless beautiful beach clubs and restaurants. This picturesque Greek island is easily accessed by ferry from the mainland and other islands and is a popular stopping point for cruise ships. Unfortunately, behind the sparkling blue sea, infinity pools, and cute cobbled streets perfect for endless photo opportunities, Santorini is not all it's cracked up to be. It's popular, no doubt, with millions of visitors traveling here each year. The day ferry that arrives and departs each morning and evening is so crowded that it has become quite dangerous due to the sheer number of people. In high season, you'll be lucky to get any snaps on Santorini's cute streets without people in that photo spot. You know the one. There will be thousands trying to get the same shot. Hotels, beach bars, and clubs are also switched on to the island's popularity. Reports of tourists being charged $500 for 2 drinks are just the start of the price hikes you can find here. Not to mention, if you want to stay in one of the famous cave suites with a pool in your bedroom overlooking the ocean, you can easily pay thousands per night. Unfortunately, Santorini isn't the only island to fall victim to this, but nearby Mykonos, Kos, and new on the scene Milos are all becoming hugely overpriced and overcrowded tourist traps. Paris. The city of love. When people think of Paris, they usually imagine romantic walks along the Seine, the glittering Eiffel Tower, and being serenaded by street musicians while sipping a coffee in a classic Parisian cafe. Sadly, many tourists have been in for a rude awakening when visiting the French capital. The city is a love-hate destination for most people. You can absolutely find the beautiful and romantic side of Paris that is talked of in so many novels and films, especially if you're only spending a few days in the city. However, Paris, along with cities like London and New York, is one of the most popular places on Earth. That means tens of millions of people visiting throughout the year, crowding the Champs-Élysées, hogging the platform and gardens outside the Eiffel Tower, and shoving to get a panoramic photo of the view from the steps of the Sacré-Cœur. Paris can be lovely in summer and even in autumn when the leaves turn brown. But in the winter, despite what you'd imagine, the city is cold and wet. And like many big cities, people are in a rush to get home, get to work, or just get out of the rain. In high season, prepare to not get a hotel room with a view of the Eiffel Tower unless you want to pay through the nose. In fact, prepare to be staying in an arrondissement somewhere on the outskirts of the city, because prices in the center are eye-watering. On your trip, make sure to see the famous sites even though they'll be crowded, because there's really nowhere like Paris. But manage your expectations and make time to visit Versailles for a quieter escape from the city. New York City. What could be more magical than New York? the Rockefeller tree and ice rink at Christmas, the Thanksgiving Day parade, and a flurry of snow in Central Park? Or in summer, the sun shining on the Statue of Liberty, a fun visit to Coney Island, and spectacular views from the Empire State Building? In many ways, all of this is true. New York is wonderful throughout the year, but this world-famous city is still just that, a city. One which is overcrowded, both with tourists and residents. One which has great neighborhoods and dangerous neighborhoods. And one which, in any given season, is one of the most expensive places in the world. In summer, New York is great for tourists, but the city is hot, which is unsurprisingly why locals vacate the city for a few months while heaps of tourists crowd the streets. In winter, millions, yes millions, descend on New York to see the Christmas lights, go skating and shopping on Fifth, and don't even think about trying to watch the ball drop on New Year's Eve. With reports of people having to camp out for 5 or more hours with no food or water. In winter, New York is freezing. Maybe not Canada freezing, but a different type of city chill that has people cuddled up inside to avoid the blizzards on the streets. After the Christmas madness, this can be a great time to see the city if you can brave the weather. In peak season, not only will you be competing with other tourists, but prices for hotels, tours, and flights are sky high. Staying close to Times Square, around Central Park, or even just anywhere with city views will cost you hundreds per night. Luckily, most people know this and go anyway, because New York is one of those unmissable cities that has to be experienced, whether you end up loving it or not. Cancun. Cancun, Tulum, Puerto Vallarta, we just picked one, but they could all make this list. Mexico has beaches, nature, and history which are all stunning, and it is one of the most beautiful countries to visit. The city of Cancun and others once had laid-back beach vibes, so that people could soak up the immense beauty of the coast, go diving in the clear blue ocean, and generally have a good time. Unfortunately, resorts quickly picked up on this. Cancun is pretty much only resorts now, full of all-inclusives where tourists head for a week of day-in, day-out pool, beach, food, and entertainment provided by their hotel. This is understandable if you're just looking to relax, but many resorts are noisy, expensive, and packed with holidaymakers hogging the deck chairs and getting in the way. These all-inclusives can set you back a hefty amount, even for just a week, with some people paying between $5,000 to $10,000, depending on how new and exclusive the property is. If you're thinking, why can't I just head out of the resort and explore the real Mexico? Unfortunately, it isn't quite that easy. In many resorts, trips to attractions and famous sites often need to be booked through the hotel, and you might be surprised to learn that this is actually safer. Mexico can be extremely dangerous, which is part of why people stay in resorts. Hotels often have security for guest protection, and for guests who may decide to venture outside, guards will often follow or warn people they shouldn't go too far for fear of being mugged, kidnapped, or worse. On the other hand, Mexico is such an incredible country with so much to see. You don't need to stay in private resorts at high prices. In fact, there's a well-trodden tourist trail in some of the most famous cities and towns, where you'll be perfectly safe in far cheaper hotels and hostels, and have the freedom to see as much of the country as you want. Dubai. You would be hard-pressed to find a glitzier, more futuristic city than Dubai, which is exactly why it's so popular. What was once a dusty patch of sand in the desert is now one of the world's most luxurious cities, where every designer brand has a store, hotels stretch into the clouds, and there's a supercar on every corner. From the famous Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, to Dubai's picturesque marina, endless beach clubs, and the incredible feat of engineering that is the Palm, it's a city quite unlike any other. A caveat about Dubai: if you can afford to splash the cash, the city can be a fantastic place. This is issue number 1. Dubai is popular with the rich and famous because it is simply so expensive. Hotels, dining, shopping, and activities are all super pricey throughout the year. Dubai has virtually year-round sunshine, meaning it's constantly busy as a holiday destination. Being in the desert, there are also limitations to what you can do. Unlike other countries, you can't just travel to the next city, so Dubai has compensated for this by saturating the city with high-class shops, restaurants, and attractions. Whether you want to buy a Chanel bag, go skydiving, ride a camel, hit up a roller coaster, head to a water park, eat Michelin star food, or go scuba diving, you can be pretty sure they have it in Dubai. All of these attractions are created for the city, so are often very costly. Dubai is also heavily Muslim, and although many Westerners visit and work in the city, there are strict rules you need to follow. Within beach clubs and hotels, the dress code is normally relaxed, but outside, arms or shoulders and knees should always be covered for women. Similarly, holding hands, kissing, or any other displays of affection between couples should be avoided, particularly if you aren't married, as this has resulted in people being arrested. If you're willing to have a blowout holiday and spend money, you can have an amazing time in Dubai, which is almost like one giant man-made theme park/shopping center. If you're trying to stick to a budget, it's a destination best avoided, as you may feel like you're missing out on fun activities and struggle to find affordable accommodation and food options. Conclusion: just because these cities are overrated does not mean you should never visit. It just means doing your research and finding out if the destinations are right for your travel style and budget. If you enjoyed this video or got something out of it, please like and subscribe. Happy traveling!